I've got Kavitha with me from Globe Racers. Globe Racers organizes the ultra marathon, long distance running over, you know, many varied terrain all over the country. And so I'm going to ask Kavitha just one question: how does one train for a ultra marathon?
Hi, I'm Kavitha. I race direct some of the races at Globe Racers. Just to answer that quick question, it's not something that you develop in terms of you run the distances just by training for the distances. Training for an ultra marathon is very different. You train for the challenges. You throw yourself into different challenges of whether it's the different conditions of the race, the terrain, the elevation, weather, your mind, body, and soul. You create some challenges for yourself to the months that you actually are just training and not racing at all. And create a base for yourself, a base level of fitness for yourself. And then when you pick a race, then you train for those particular conditions. But before you choose a race and you choose to train for that particular race, you have to create some challenges for yourself, whether it's your the fitness of the strength training, elevation training, and all that stuff. And you'll be surprised how much a lot of people tell me that we live in a city, we can't train for a trail or we can't train to run the hills and things like that. I tell them just pick a few things that you can do. Go to the nearest park, run on this hard packed soil or things like that, which kind of emulate to some extent the trail conditions, or find a building that has about 10 floors and do staircase training. You can do it different ways. You can run up the steps, you can do hop up the steps, and you can do one staircase and just get down and do burpees and do all that stuff. It creates a different level of training for you, and it creates a base level of fitness in every person. And if you can maintain that to the year, and if you're able to up and just go run a 50-kilometer race within a week or 2 weeks notice, you're good to go to train for pretty much almost every distance in ultra training, and different levels of, different conditions and different levels of fitness. It's a challenge you need to throw at yourself to be ready for any race.
That's very interesting, Kavita. So basically, it's about these figuring out a creative way to find these challenges, even if you live in a city. So that's one big that's the question really I wanted to ask you, which is if I live in a city which is has very set
Hmm.
patterns, this
Hmm.
road or that road, there's nothing more. And in India, in most cities, we hardly have any parks to run in.
Yeah,
So what you said is very interesting. You've got to find your 10-story building. You've got to find
yeah,
your park with hard and soft and things that basically simulate trail running.
yeah.
And I I participated in the the Bhati Lakes run that you guys organized yesterday very successfully, and it really stands up to what you're saying, which is it's very unpredictable, and one has to train in very creative ways to
Hmm.
do well.
Some,
So
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, sometimes we start training only at 9 a.m. So you can kind of train in the heat and allow your body to adapt to heat conditions. Then you start understanding what it means. Hydration is very important for any of these races. Because if you're running 100 kilometers, if you're running 100 miles, you're running in heat conditions at some point of the day. Whether sometimes even in the hills you will face heat conditions unless it's Antarctica or something. When it's cold throughout the day sometimes. So the thing is, you pick different conditions that simulate a race day. You'll be surprised if you can run on footpaths during the daytime. You kind of train your body not exactly for the trail conditions. You train your body and your soul, actually your mind, to face a challenge when you're weaving through traffic and you're kind of avoiding like pedestrians and doing all that stuff. You're facing a challenge by itself. It's almost about training your mind to face a challenge and overcome it.
Okay. Okay.
That's the key factor. It doesn't have to be exactly the same condition that you would face in a race.
Sure. Sure.
It's important to train your mind to face a challenge and live up to the challenge,
Okay. Great.
overcoming it.
Great.
That's the important
One
thing.
one last question I want to ask you, Kavitha, and we're surrounded by media, popular media. We're surrounded by Facebook posts and TV and everything, which kind of glorifies a certain kind of physique and a certain age,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And taking part in your race yesterday, I met a lot of runners who completely defy that stereotype.
Hmm.
I met at least one lady who seemed to be on the very wrong side of 40, possibly early 50s,
Hmm.
and she was what we sometimes call pleasantly plump.
Hmm.
And I think she was running than a lot of younger alpha male quote unquote runners.
Hmm.
So what gives? What is the right age and what is the right body physique to participate in these ultra marathons?
There's actually no set form or fashion to this ultra marathons. It's about, again, ultra marathons. A lot of the people don't realize it's a lot about your mind than about your body. There's a there's a very famous quote that Reza Hab has. He's quoted often by many ultra marathon organizers. Ultra marathons is 90% mental and 10% mental.
On that note,
It's a different
yeah.
mentality that you have to train. You just have to put your mind to it and train your body enough. Um, well, I actually recommend my ultra runners, people who come to me asking for advice. There's no harm in having a little bit of fat because actually your body starts, eating your own muscle otherwise very quickly. Having a little bit of fat for long distance runners is not harmful at all, but that doesn't mean you should carry the excessive weight, which is bad, again, over long distance for your knees and stuff. So most of these runners have started running after 40, 50, taken to fitness after 40, 50, who
Wow.
have not thought about the ill effects of all the excess weight, the food that they eat and all this stuff, suddenly have figured out what it means to be fit. Fitness is not about your body shape and all this stuff. Even the thinnest people who don't seem to have any fat on their body die of cardiac arrest. So it's about maintaining an all-around healthy fitness, even with a little bit of fat on your body.
Okay. One last question, which is, what do you think is a good diet for runners?
It's a balanced diet. You need to have enough carbs, enough protein, a lot of water intake in terms of whether it's in the form of fruits or just regular water. Avoid the excessive sugars, which your blood sugars keeps go up and down. Even on a race day, a little bit of excess sugar is on a long distance race day. It's okay, but on regular training diets and all that stuff, it's very important to eat healthy foods, healthy carbs, healthy fats. Fats are very important as well.
What about big fat North Indian parathas? What's your opinion?
On a race day, it's okay, but not on a non-race day with the excessive butter that they put into that and all that stuff. It's not good on a daily basis.
Okay, okay, okay.
But definitely carbs are important as much as fats are important as well. Just a simple protein diet, that's all if you people are going to consume. It is not going to give you the energy that you require to train.
Okay, balanced diet.
Yeah,
Thank you very
balanced diet.
much, Kavita, and look forward to your next race. Could you just tell us very quickly about your next race, the Nilgiris, I think,
The
in
next
this.
upcoming race is Nilgiris, which happens every December, and the one after that is Run of Cut, which happens every February.
So that's two great races to participate in, guys. Go ahead. Thank you very much,
Thank
Kavita.
you, Shibu. Glad to be.